Hi, this is David Clive with Deed Ventures, and in this video we're going to look at a 2.3 acre property located in Taney County, Missouri. The property is located approximately 10 minutes southeast of Kissee Mills. You can get there by taking the 160 southeast. Approximately 15 minutes from the property, you'll find the Beaver Creek public use area. This is a nice waterfront park which also offers public docking facilities. So if you want to go out boating, you're only 15 minutes away from the nearest public dock. The property is approximately 15 to 20 minutes east of Forsyth, Missouri, and it is about 35 minutes east of Branson, close enough to easily visit for entertainment. From downtown Springfield, the property is only about an hour and 15 minutes to the south. And finally, from Joplin, the property is about 2 hours and 15 minutes to the southeast. Okay, now using Google Earth to get a feel for the lay of the land, here's the property on Nazarene Church Road, and you can see Springfield, which is a little over an hour away, Tulsa and St. Louis are also drivable distances for the weekend. There's Joplin, Missouri, and as we get closer, you'll see Branson pop up, which is a little over half an hour away, and zoom into the property here. And there's Brace Hill Road, which connects to the 160, and from there you'll take Nazarene Church Road, and it bends to the left, and the property sits right here. So after it bends to the left, you just go straight and you'll run right into the property. And here you can see the other parcels nearby. I'm going to take this layer off of the map to make it easier to see what's going on. There you have the outline of the property. As you can see, it's got a nice road that runs right to it. There are neighbors nearby. As you can see, it's well forested, lots of trees. If I turn on the terrain, here it is from a three-dimensional view, and you can see that the property does have a slope to it, which is great for drainage. You're not going to end up with a lot of sitting water on the property because it'll drain off down here and then down to the creek. It sits highest up by the road, so you can see what some of the people nearby have done. They've decided to build a little ways in so they have some privacy, but they're still relatively high up on the hill. And to help you get a feel for the slope of that hill, I have a topographical map here. These brown lines indicate 40-foot altitude differences. And so you can see the property spans about 40 feet from the road to this point. And as I zoom out, you'll see I have highlighted the areas in yellow and red that are steep slope. So 27 to 29 degrees slope is yellow. 30 and above starts to be orange to red to purple, depending on how steep it is. So you can see that the property is pretty usable. I mean, there's nothing there that's so steep that it would be difficult to build on. So you can use the full 2.3 acres, which is great. Also, this map is good to point out water features. So there's a creek that runs through here, but you don't have to worry about flooding or water on the property. It sits nice and high and dry, which is exactly what you want for this area. Okay, now to give a virtual tour of the property, we'll check out what the area is like, what the neighbors are like, and we'll see it all in pictures. So here's the corner of Nazarene Church Street, and let's see, can't really see much in there, but there's one of the neighbors right on the corner. And nice lush vegetation here. We'll continue on. We're getting close to one of the other neighbors' places. So this is one of the neighbors nearby. They have some planters. They have a horse corral up here. I guess you can't see it yet. And there's another neighbor. It's a really pretty area. You have power running down all the way to the property. There we go. see the horse. And since this property that I'm selling is about 2.3 acres, it's large enough to put a horse on if you wanted to. And here's the turn. So this is the property right here. And as you can see, there's a power pole right there on this side of the property, and the power then crosses the street from this is the southeast corner that we're looking at of the property. And you can see there's a nice mix of deciduous trees with leaves and coniferous trees with needles. And nice foliage. You probably get some good seasonal color there. Up front, it's more coniferous trees, and then in the back, you have more deciduous trees that change colors. And as I mentioned, along the front of the property, the power poles switch over to be across the street, which is nice because they're not on your property. And here we're kind of, I don't know, about 2/3 of the way up the property. So you get some good frontage there. Oops, sorry, I'm looking down a little bit. And right up here is the corner of the property. So as you can see, you've got access to power on the north side of the property, as well as the southeast corner. So there are two spots where there's power at the property line where you can easily get to it. And so here's the property, and it goes all the way down to where the road curves, so this whole area, and then it goes back really far in. So probably farther than that pole goes back there. This will also give you a feel for the slope of the terrain. So as you can see, it does slope down a little bit, but it's not severe. I mean, you can still use all of the space, the whole 2.3 acres that we have here. And then to continue the tour, we'll head up this road a little bit and look at the neighbors just to the north. So as you can tell, this is an area where you can kind of do whatever you want with your property. There aren't a lot of restrictions and stuff like you get in some communities where you are basically hand-tied and you can't use your property the way you'd like to. You have a neighbor that's using it for horses. You have people who are using it for maybe seasonal use with campers and such. So you have people that are living here full-time as well. So it's a great neighborhood. You can use the property for a lot of different purposes, and you have lots of foliage to provide privacy if you want to go farther back into the lot. As you can see, some of the neighbors are right up close to the road, and maybe that's a little easier. But then they also have some buildings and structures that are farther back, and some neighbors are just farther back entirely. So they get nice privacy back there in the forest. So anyway, this property is, I think, a fantastic deal, and comps in the area are going for about $10,000 an acre. So for 1 acre properties, they'll usually be somewhere between like $8,000 to $15,000. For 2 acre properties, you just about double that. So at the high end, they're going for like $25,000. At the low end, maybe like $15,000 for a 2 acre property in the area. So I'm offering this property for $7,500 all cash, and I also have payment options available too. So if you don't have that much cash on hand, you can buy it on one of the payment plans that I'll offer on the product webpage. Okay, so the property is located right here. This is Nazarene Church Road, as you can see, and here's Brace Hill Road, which connects to the 160. And you'll see this green line on Google Maps, and that green line indicates a park or a wilderness area. So I thought it would be good just to show you some pictures of the wilderness area nearby, because that'll be somewhat illustrative of what the area is like, what kind of foliage to expect. It's a really beautiful area, lots of trees. In the fall, it looks like this place just glows in different colors, and great place to go hiking. There are lots of trails nearby, lots of outdoors activities to do. Here's another shot. So yeah, just a great place to go camping, to go outdoors. If you're into fishing or hunting, this is a great area for those activities as well. So anyway, all of this is really close to the property. And then just on the other side of the property, to the southwest, there's the Beaver Creek public use area. And as you can see, it's a nice park, and there's some waterfront area there, and they have a little dock, so you can go off with your boat, go out into the water, go fishing, go boating. This is a great area for fishing and the like. And I'll show you on Google Maps some pictures of the lake right here in the Beaver Creek. Here's the Beaver Creek shoreline. This is, just minutes away from the property. So if you're into getting out on the lake, going fishing, water activities, this is a great area for that. I don't know what this is a picture of. Oh, nice, a blue heron. Hopefully that gives you a feel for the area around the property and some of the natural things to do nearby. Now I'll show a brief clip with things to do in Branson and other activities recommended by Google's travel guide. If you're the type of person who gets bored easily, this is a fantastic place to be. In other segments of this video, I've gone over some of the outdoor activities that are nearby, and this is the Ozark area is a fantastic place to go fishing, to do water activities, hunting, hiking. It's beautiful, and it experiences all 4 seasons. And in addition to all the outdoor activities nearby, you have Branson just 35 minutes from the property. And if you don't know much about Branson, you don't know what you're missing out on, because Branson is kind of like the, for lack of a better word, Las Vegas of the area. I mean, it has all kinds of shows, all kinds of activities, museums, things to see, things to do, and it's a great place for entertainment venues. So I will link to this on the product page. This is just Google's overview of Branson, and they give a little description of the town, and down here they show the weather of Branson. As you can see, this is about what the weather at the property would be like, and as you can see, it's fairly mild. They do get 4 seasons, but it's not very extreme. So in the summer, you can expect the average highs in July and August are 88 and 89 degrees respectively. You can expect some humidity with that, but 88 to 89 isn't too bad. And in the winter, the highs are in 46 degrees on average in December and January, which isn't too bad, with the lows in the high 20s. And chance of precipitation, it's roughly somewhere between 20 and 30% all year. In terms of things to do, you have theme parks, you have museums, you have all kinds of performances going on, and you also have a lot of state parks and water activities out here if you want to go out to Table Rock. To help you get an idea of how exciting Branson is versus other places nearby, these are some of Google's suggested itineraries for trips to the area, and they have 4 days in Branson and Kansas City and 4 days in St. Louis and Branson. And in both of these, you're spending 1 day in the other city and 3 days in Branson, just because there's so much to do. So they recommend 3 days in Branson, 1 day in Kansas City. And if we look at the things they have recommended, there's a wooded theme park with roller coasters, Silver Dollar City. There's Table Rock Lake. There's the Branson Scenic Railway, Whitewater Branson, the Hollywood Wax Museum, Table Rock State Park. They have Celebration City, the Titanic Museum, the Dixie Stampede, Ripley's Believe It or Not, the zoo, zip lines, all kinds of things. World's largest toy museum. Dinosaur museum. There, we finally got to the end of the list from Google. And this doesn't even include the concerts and big name performers that come into town on a regular basis. So there will be no shortage of things to do near the property, regardless of the season, and regardless of whether you'd want to do something in town that's entertaining or whether you want to do something out in nature that's relaxing. This area has it all. So with that, I hope you enjoyed this clip, and I'll transition now to a section that shows how to check out and place a deposit for the property and the purchase process. Thanks for watching, and best of luck. To purchase a property or to place a deposit to hold a property, simply locate the property web page. This can be done by going to deedventures.com and clicking on the land listings link that you see up at the top of the page and locating the property you're interested in. Once you're on the property page, you'll see a section that says Purchase Options. Under the Purchase Options section, you'll see a variety of different purchasing options. So here, this particular property has a sale. That doesn't always happen. And then you see that there is a cash purchase option and several financing purchase options. So after you locate the property of your choice, come to the Purchase Options section, locate the purchase option that you're interested in. So if I were interested in putting $9,000 down and paying $1,000 a month for this example property, I would copy this checkout code, and I would then go to the Buy Now Deposit section. I'd click this button right here. Now below these purchase options and the deposit button, we have a description of the entire purchase process, where, as you can see, the first step is to do what I have just done and copy the checkout code for the purchase option that you are most interested in. The second step is to complete the checkout process and to pay the non-refundable deposit. Doing so will hold the property for you, and it will count toward the purchase price or the down payment amount, depending on whether you're doing a cash purchase or you're doing a payment plan purchase. So that deposit will count toward your purchase, and we will, as soon as we get the deposit, hold the property for you exclusively. We will send you a simple agreement for you to sign, and doing so will put the property under contract. The remaining balance can be paid by wire transfer, ACH, credit card, debit card, or cashier's check. For smaller balances, we also accept money orders. Once we have received all payments, the deed and all necessary transfer documentation will be completed, filed with the county, and mailed to the address provided. Now let's quickly walk through the deposit process. So I've copied the checkout code that I'm interested in, and I click on the Buy Now Deposit button. After clicking on the deposit button, I'm taken to this page, which is our checkout page with our payment provider, Rerun. And I will sign up for a new account. Here I will enter my first name, last name, email address, password, and sign up. Then it will take me to this page wherein I will enter my billing details, so my address, city, state, phone number, and I will also be asked for the property checkout code. It is here in the property checkout code area that I will paste the checkout code that I copied from the prior page for the payment plan that I'm interested in. Then I will click Continue, and as you can see here, it will ask for a little bit more information. It will take me to an order summary page where I will confirm the payment and the payment method, and then I will be done with the purchase. And at that point, someone from Deed Ventures will get in touch with you to begin the process of preparing the documentation to transfer ownership or to begin the payment plan. Hopefully this explained the purchase process sufficiently. If you have any questions, feel free to contact us. Our email and phone number is listed at the bottom of each page of our website at deedventures.com. Thank you.